Good morning. You find me washing up this morning. Time for a brew. Haven't done any home brew. Oh, blimey. Probably sort of since we were all a bit bonkers with lockdown and stuff, when I brewed a fair bit. Added to the nation's alcohol problem quite considerably. Anyway, it's time to get a few on, and they might just about be ready for Christmas. It's the end of October now. The clocks have just done whatever they do at this time of year. What is it they do? It's a bit lighter in the mornings anyway. Oh, they go back. So I'm deciding to use today, so I've got a day at home today, to get some brews going. Now normally, or most recently, I've been doing all grain proper mash brewing with the malts, the hops, the wet hops, the dry hops, all of that mucking about. But I've decided to go back and have a go at some kits again, malt extract kits. Partly because a friend of mine brought a couple of kits that he'd some booze around at the end of the summer this year, with some kits that he'd done, and quite frankly he made a fantastic job. They were delicious beers. And also using a kit, I hope will take a lot less time than mashing and flaming and measuring and buggering about with whole grain brewing. So I'm kind of keeping it slightly less real, I guess. The ability of washing up liquid to do a nice job of cleaning is a bit underestimated. Most people use it, and it seems to keep the population fairly poison free. Right, I'll continue with this. Right, given those a good soaping up and a rinse, so now I'm going to put in my sterilising stuff. I'm quite generous with this. I'm not sure how many people still use it, but I'm a big fan of it. Been using it for years, and touch wood, both for cider and for beer, and I've never had anything go wrong with it. But it doesn't dissolve very well. I'm going to be ambitious. I'm going to try and set up two brews, both Mangrove Jacks. One, a more expensive one, the fake yeast IPA. So I'm going to give that a go. That's also got a dry hopping stage. I can't remember what the other one is. It's indoors, but we'll have a look at that one. So that's why I'm washing up two buckets. I'm thinking if I've got to do washing up, I may as well wash up, get all the gear out and do two. It's all no much more effort than doing one. So this is the first one, the Kvik Craft Series IPA. These pouches seem to be a bit crap, that's the trouble, but it's a wonder that it doesn't glue up everything, but never mind. I've got the instructions out, and the main thing is I've got to add a kilo of extra fermentables. So rightly or wrongly, I'm going to go the whole hog with this one and try the Malt Millers, or not the Malt Millers, Mangrove Jack's beer enhancer. So I'll give it the best chance, but we'll see. This is a Mangrove Jacks, the New Zealand Brewers series. Both of these, well, the first one wasn't recommended by a friend of mine, but I thought I'd try it. But this is what he brewed, and it was super. And I think he just does it with dextrose as well. So I'll have a go with this as well. So it gives us, we should be into sort of 80 pint heaven in a few weeks' time. Right, here goes nothing. I think we're about ready to have a go to pour out this gloopy malt. All very exciting stuff. So my first kit for ages and my first Kvik yeast. So here we go. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't sterilised my stirring paddle yet. Too late now, I'm committed. I'll do that after I've seen what luck I have getting this out of here. I'll rest that over the side and stir me paddle, sterilise my paddle. Just rinsing me paddle off. How are we doing in here? Oh, hot. Well, that's got a fair bit out of there. Let's see what this is like, what problems this causes. I expect it's the same gluey stuff. Not a lot run yet, a bit. Top it up time. Then I'll get an idea of what the temperature is when I'm close to the top. Still some toffee at the bottom. Mind you, temperature, it'll dissolve itself. Right. I'll put the lid in my fridge to keep it a bit clean. Right, so you'll see there's no airlock on there yet. Like I say, I think I'm going to set up I'm worried about it going a bit nuts. Right, pop that into there if I can. Go through. Right. I'm just going to put this end into that beer bottle like so, as they say on Blue Peter, then it's fulfilling the same function as an airlock, but taking less risk that it'll all just blow out through the top there. So I've got this set up with my Inkbird temperature controller. So 28 degrees is the target temperature. That's the temperature it's currently at, and as you can see it says it's heating, and that's heating. If it's all working, this little element here, yeah, that's getting warm. So that fridge isn't fridging, it's cooking. But what will happen is when it reaches the target temperature of 28 degrees, the heater will automatically cut off, and the ambient temperature went up to above 28, it would trigger the fridge and start it cooling, but don't think there's any risk of that at the moment. Crikey, in all my excitement I forgot to take a gravity reading. I like to do that so I can have a bit of a better estimation of the strength of the beer. Just go in. Well, in here with this artificial light, it looks like it's about 14 bricks. But I'm going to take it outside and shine it at what's left of the sun. Yes, that's about 14 bricks, or 1.055 OG. Right, so that one's in the fridge, cooking in the fridge. So I'm going to move right on and get cracking with this. Right, while that's softening, I'm going to bung this in, the dextrose brewing sugar. And also get my next brewing fridge ready actually. Set for a lager, but it's very cold. Whee! Right, that's it. Well, the specific gravity of this is 10 bricks. It's about 1.040, I think. There we go, right. Next job is to fill the airlock up. Airlock in there. There. Right, time to do washing up. Okay, all I can do now is hope that the homebrew gods smile on me and the fermentation starts, and once that's away it'll be good news and sign that things are on the right track. So I'll check in with you all again, well, maybe in 24 hours. Morning. In the brew shed this morning and some of the day, it's time to bottle up those 2 beers that I started earlier. So I won't inflict tidying the shed up again, because last weekend I made all that cider, so I've just sorted all that out. So I'm just going to do the dishwashing job associated with brewing beer, i.e. washing all the bottles and everything, getting that ready for a bottling session when I can find someone in the family to help later on in the day. So let's get bottling. Off to the brew house. So my plan is to wash a load of bottles, sloosh them off in just soapy washing up liquid water, put them to drain a little bit, and then transfer them from one rack to the other after sterilising them. So first job, just slooshing and washing. So sometime later, that's 100 bottles washed and sterilised. So I'll let them drain and wait for some help to cap them while I bottle them. Hello, girl. No.
It takes a lot of courage to admit that you've done the wrong thing, and you don't seem like someone who gives up easily. Clearly, the discipline and dedication that it takes to do the job that you do is immense. So having the self-knowledge to say, do you know? I think I always had in the back of my mind that I would go on.
Like the magic hand of God comes to take the bottles out.
That was a big shock to the system. You know, I realised, oh, hang on, you know, I can't be going out 5 nights a week, shouting and roaring with the lads and the lassies, and then coming in and singing here
Not a bad colour. Trying to get lined up a bit together so you with yeah. Grenade ready. That one is on. 549 bottle. Which reminds me of the job love day. Right, how about that then? What industry it was. So I've now got the Quebec IPA and the New Zealand IPA all bottled. And what I'm going to do now is put it back in these fridges that I used for fermentation. Just put a bit of heat in them and leave them in there for a week or so, just to start a little bit of fermentation again in the bottle. So before I bottled it, I primed the beer with a little bit of sugar solution, so that each of these bottles now has a little bit of additional sugar, and the residual yeast should ferment that and make a nice bit of CO2 and make the bottles a bit fizzy. It's always a bit hit and miss. I never try to put too much in, because otherwise you end up with bombs. So just going to load them all into the fridges to condition now. So there, that's just set that fridge at 17 degrees. As you can see, it's reading 10.3 at the moment, you might be able to see. The little red light means the heater I've put in is just kicking in. So we'll leave that beer in that fridge for a week or so at 17 degrees, just to get it re-fermenting. I'll now set up the other one. So it'll be a little while until it's ready for drinking. I put this on with the aim to have some beers ready for, some homebrew ready for Christmas. That was 80 odd bottles, so that'll probably do Christmas Eve, if it's all okay. So what I'll do is open a bottle with you all when it's ready. You find me relaxing in the cocktail area on Bank Holiday Easter Sunday. Weather's not very wonderful, but it's quite mild. You know, I've just finished a load of fencing, which will feature, or has featured in a, or might feature in another video. April now. So I'm going to share with you an opening of one of those bottles. So this is the Craftsman Series Mangrove Jacks Quebec Yeast IPA. So it's good brown colour, nice and clear, settled out nicely. So I'll open it up. So you can probably tell it's not full of fizz, but you might be able to see lots of lovely bubbles rising. If I was to brew it again, I'd put more priming sugar in, I think. I added hops, if you remember, to the kit, so it's got a really nice aroma. I mean, I'm kidding on, well, not kidding on, I'm really describing it, but I've drunk loads of these, so I know exactly what it sort of tastes like. So my main disappointment is maybe a slight lack of fizz, but it's beautifully bitter and fruity, very clean, no cloying sugariness, quite rounded on the palate. In actual fact, this one's fizzier than it might be, that we've had a few warm days and it's just perked it up in the bottle a little bit. So no, it's very good, well worth brewing, and for the ease of it over whole grain, I'm definitely going to try and find some time to do some more. I should have already done loads actually, because it's coming into the summer and the beer cellar isn't what it should be, but hey ho. No, that's a good one. So Mangrove Jacks Master Series or something, Kvake IPA. Yeah, most fortifying actually. I'll need to do another one of these with the other one I brewed at the same time. Whether I'll do it this evening or not, I don't know. See you again soon.